Wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? What's good, David? Big fan. Mixed by me. Oh, thank you, Mitochondria.
I need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
In the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry.
This is believed to be Celeste's old Instagram page. It was previously private, but has since been made public. Celeste's sister shared on the page writing, "I decided to make my sister's account public. If anyone has any information that may seem important, please message me, Miss You Celeste." She has been sharing multiple screenshots from people who have been messaging her. One person claims that David was at their school once, but that Celeste asked them to keep it a secret. Celeste's sister also shared old posters from when Celeste was
D4vd's alleged victim Celeste's brother has spoken out and dropped some disturbing facts that shook everybody. According to him, things in Celeste's life were darker than people ever knew, and he didn't hold back when pointing fingers. He claimed that D4vd was the one who took Celeste's life, and on top of that, he even exposed their mom.
This is actually her right there. That's my dad. Well, we got the same dad, but that's her right there. We don't like her mom. Her mom used to abuse her. Like, she always wanted to come, you know, with our dad. She always wanted to live with our dad. And I don't even know where to start from. It's crazy. I was expecting my sister to be dead, but stuff still was seeming all right. I'm like, tell me where you at? Where is you at? You know, where's you at? She's not telling me. She's like, last time I talked to her. Last time I talked to her, she was like, she wanted to come home. She said she wanted to come home. So I'm guessing he was holding her hostage. It's crazy. I want justice for my sister. I love y'all so much.
This whole nightmare started when the LAPD got a call about a nasty odor coming from a car impound in Hollywood. After checking it out, they discovered the decomposed remains of a young girl in the trunk of a Tesla, later confirmed to be 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. The discovery left everyone shaken, especially because she wasn't just missing, she was dismembered into pieces, which made identifying her at first nearly impossible. Investigators revealed that Celeste had actually been reported missing back in April of last year. She was found and brought back home, but weeks later, she left again. Things escalated when her mom panicked after seeing reports about the remains and quickly reached out to TMZ, who then contacted the authorities. That's when the feds confirmed the identity of the body as Celeste.
We have been telling you about a body parts found in the trunk of a Tesla owned by the singer David. We now know who the victim is in this case, and there are a lot of twists and turns.
What made this case even more shocking is that Celeste's mom admitted her daughter had been romantically linked with a guy named David, who's 20 years old. Police then learned the two even had matching tattoos that simply said, "Shh." With all of this coming out, the story was already spiraling out of control and getting messier by the day. At first, some people were still giving D4vd the benefit of the doubt since there were claims that his friends sometimes borrowed his car. But once word came out that he had a secret relationship with Celeste, everything shifted fast. Suddenly, folks began digging deep into his past interactions with her, trying to figure out how long this had really been going on. And let me tell you, what they uncovered was shocking. Fans realized that D4vd might have been hinting at this whole thing in plain sight, but nobody caught on. The truth only started coming out when someone dropped a comment on one of his TikToks last year saying, "Waiting for LAPD to get you." People now believe that person was close to Celeste's circle and had inside knowledge about what was happening. Soon after, friends of Celeste and even some neighbors came forward with heavy accusations against her mom. They claimed she looked the other way and allowed Celeste to keep seeing D4D because money was involved.
I have evidence that Celeste's family knew about her relationship with David and allowed it. And this comment from 2024 is getting a lot of attention. So someone in Celeste's community commented on a post saying, I live in Lake Elsinore, 5 to 10 minutes away. There was so much more going on. Her family knew he was with her since she was 11. They didn't care. All they cared for was the money given to them. She said, unfortunately, she was reported missing in 2024, but they all knew where she was. Even her friends extorted David with money so they wouldn't say where she was staying. I think the mom should be held responsible too for allowing a child to move in with a boyfriend at that age. There's a lot more than what's being said here in Elsinore. All her friends are talking about it because she was in communication with them. So sad. She said she would sneak out at age 11 even though her neighborhood is horrible, but her parents saw that he had money and became more dependent and would let her leave the house at 13 even though he was 18. She said her mother sold her for $10K a week and he paid so that he wouldn't be seen as a... which does add up with their Discord messages of her complaining about her parents and him saying, don't worry, I'll fix it. And the other crazy thing is that people found this comment on one of David's videos back in 2024 where someone named Robin River said he's waiting on the cops to get David for messing with minors.
It was quiet, nice. She come in like if she buy like a chips, soda, and leave. Sometimes she come with a friend from the neighborhood.
Some even allege that her mom accepted gifts and that her friends were pressured with cash so they wouldn't spill the truth. And here's the part that really raises eyebrows. Why didn't her mom ever mention D4vd's name to the cops the first time Celeste was reported missing? Even the second time she disappeared, his name never came up. She only pointed fingers after hearing about the decomposed body found in the car. That's when she finally told investigators about him, almost like the reality of losing her daughter finally hit her. On top of that, the police recently searched D4vd's home from top to bottom looking for evidence. And based on pictures already floating around online, people are convinced they found some serious stuff. Now, the big question everyone's asking is, will this lead to an arrest sooner rather than later? Investigators pointed out that D4vd's house was only about 6 minutes away from the same impound where his car ended up. Because of that, police are now floating the theory that something may have happened at his place before the body was taken and left in the car lot, sparking even more questions about how carefully this whole thing was planned. Neighbors also jumped in with their own stories, claiming Celeste's family had been letting her spend long stretches of time with D4vd for years. Some even said money was exchanged, suggesting she became financially tied to him and that the family didn't step in. People allege that a couple $1,000s here and there was all it took for her to stay at his place as much as she wanted. Leaked messages between Celeste and D4d fueled suspicions even further. In one exchange, she vented that her parents were annoying, and his response was, "Don't worry, I'll fix it." People believe he was referring to money since rumors spread that he was sending thousands every week to keep things quiet.
If you're following the case of David, you need to hear this brand new information because it makes a lot of things more clear. So someone close to David posted this. It's a little long, but trust me, it's worth listening to. They said, so I have a friend who was friends with David and I was around David because of him. Heads up, it's a long read. My friend and I found out about the car September 8th and my friend contacted David after and he just responded with, I can't say anything about that because I don't know what's going on. My car was stolen and I'm talking to the police. That was the last thing David said. As things started to come out online and the ID of the victim, we realized that the body that was found was his GF Celeste, the 19-year-old we met a few times after his shows, kickbacks, parties. One thing I can talk about that I'm 100% sure is that there was two Celestes because I've met them both and I've spoken to them both. One thing about that looking back that I find weird is that when they were both in the same room, the older one called herself Cece. If one was there and the other one wasn't, she would call herself Celeste. I wasn't too close to David, but my friend was. He was always invited to the events or kickbacks at his place or his shows at hotels and he would bring me with him. He was always surrounded by streamers and TikTokers, Mark's Fat At, and this guy Ben. And when we would stream with other people at his place, he would pull Celeste the minor to the side and tell her he was going to stream and she can watch him in the room so the girl would go hide out.
Even before the police officially confirmed the body's identity, Celeste's close friends were already convinced it was her. Screenshots popped up online, including one where a friend's younger sibling said, "This guy is a weirdo. We think my sister was the one who told on her." They described how the LAPD had already swept D4vd's hillside home, leaving them terrified and sure that Celeste was the one in the car. On Discord, multiple messages from her circle leaked, with friends outright accusing him of being behind her disappearance, long before law enforcement made any announcements. The story was already exploding online, turning speculation into a storm of accusations and fear. Celeste's brother has been speaking out, saying he's disgusted with what happened and wants the truth to come out so his sister can finally get justice. But what really sent people into a frenzy were the chilling references to Celeste found in D4vd's own music. Fans couldn't believe that some of these songs were written long before she ever disappeared, sparking talk that maybe he'd been hinting at something way earlier than anyone realized. In his track Romantic Homicide, the lyrics go, "In the back of my mind, you died and I didn't even cry. Not a single tear in the back of my mind. You and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it. But it's true." For many, those words hit way too close to home after everything that unfolded. Another old track that resurfaced on SoundCloud was literally titled Celeste. In it, he sang, "Oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her on my clothes, like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed. Oh Celeste, afraid you'll only love me when undressed, but you look so damn gorgeous in that dress. Missing you so much makes me depressed." The lyrics shook listeners to their core, especially now.
Nobody ever caught me, but I've spoken too soon. In the back of a police car, I forgot whatever I knew.
As if that wasn't enough, a resurfaced clip from one of his music videos showed him putting a body in the trunk of his car. Fans couldn't ignore the eerie similarities, and speculation only grew louder. Adding to it all, Celeste's former teacher came forward too, saying he personally witnessed how toxic her relationship with D4vd looked at the time. He even recalled moments where D4vd came to pick her up. A lot of people wondered why the teacher didn't step in, but he explained that her parents already knew about it and chose not to interfere, making it even harder for outsiders to act.
In my classroom, in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up, I got another one, because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Wait, how long ago was this?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, and it was this rapper. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
While fans were shocked by the lyrics and imagery in his songs, investigators were focusing on another disturbing layer: his online activity. Screenshots from Discord servers, old tweets, and even archived Instagram stories began circulating online, with people pointing out cryptic messages that now seem suspicious in hindsight. Some posts hinted at dark thoughts, others included vague references to keeping secrets and no one understanding the truth.
So David, the singer who had a 15-year-old girl found dead in his car, supposedly was bringing caskets to his recent concert. Take a look at this video. This girl looks like she was filming it on July 30th. You can clearly see caskets, and I guess the idea of this was for people to write notes to the dead. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just watch my recent videos on this and it'll catch you up. But also, the girl who died, her name was Celeste Hernandez, and her birthday was on September 7th. If you look at the date, Romantic Homicide, one of his songs that talks about literally killing someone, it was released on September 7th, 3 years ago, and this is straight from YouTube. Now, if we go to his TikTok, his last post was on September 7th, and it talked about him releasing a new album, and these look like text messages, the photos he posted maybe, but there's also 15 of them, and she turned 15 on September 7th. Speaking of his TikTok, a lot of his reposts are pretty scary. I mean, it's just toxic relationship stuff. They're memes, but now they carry a different meaning. If you're wondering how old David is, he is 20 and the girl is 15, and in this chat, you can see some Epstein jokes being made, and then she says this.
He trained you. That's controversial.
It's controversial it's
Former friends also stepped up, claiming that D4vd had a habit of flaunting expensive gifts, designer clothes, and cash, even though his music hadn't taken off at that time. People are now questioning where all that money was coming from and if it was somehow tied to the situation with Celeste. According to some, he would show up to parties with stacks of cash and then disappear for weeks at a time, fueling even more theories. On top of that, several of Celeste's old friends leaked messages where she allegedly confided about feeling trapped. In one conversation, she supposedly said she couldn't get out because her family wouldn't let her and she was afraid of losing the financial support tied to D4vd. These messages, whether real or not, quickly went viral and added fuel to the growing storm around the case. Meanwhile, the LAPD continues digging deeper. Reports say they've been pulling footage from traffic cameras near both the Hollywood impound and D4D's neighborhood, trying to piece together a timeline of his movements. There are also rumors that detectives are tracing money transfers and payment apps, checking for proof that financial arrangements were really happening between him and Celeste's family. To make matters worse, whispers in the industry suggest that some people in the music world already knew about the situation but chose to stay silent. A few producers and collaborators are now being dragged online for working with him during that period, with critics accusing them of ignoring obvious red flags. Whether or not that's fair, the backlash is spreading, and the scandal is only getting louder by the day. It's going to be tough for investigators because Celeste had a history of leaving home before, and people think she may have just gone back to D4D like in the past. Still, the fact that she'd been missing since April 2024 and was only found in such a decomposed state is heartbreaking. The condition she was discovered in shocked everyone, and it's left even more questions about what really happened. Some online are pointing out that the car was never reported stolen either, which makes the whole situation even more confusing. They're saying, how could a vehicle tied to him just end up abandoned like that without anyone noticing? It just doesn't add up, and the speculation is getting louder by the day. One comment that went viral said, "Bless her heart. May she rest in peace." Another person added, "He needs to be arrested quick so he doesn't try to destroy evidence or hurt himself before telling the truth." Others are worried that letting too much time pass only makes things worse, giving him more chances to hide details or act out of paranoia and rage. With the way social media is reacting, the pressure on the LAPD is intense and people are demanding quick answers. But now, I really want to hear from you. Do you think D4vd actually played a role in Celeste's death? Or is this all just speculation gone wild? And what do you make of Celeste's brother speaking out and putting all this information into the spotlight? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's talk about it. And don't forget, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe so you don't miss any of these shocking updates. I'll see you in the next one, and make sure you click the video popping up on your screen right now for even more messy celebrity drama.